Hi everyone! So today I'm going to show you how to make a spooky rainbow background for your Halloween cards, and we're going to use the Lawn Fawn Booyah stamp set. It was released several years ago and it features these 6 adorable little ghosts that you can dress up to look like Mr. and Mrs. Frankenstein, or a little pirate, or a kitty, or a bat, or a witch. So let's get started by working on our spooky rainbow background. And we're going to use 6 or 7 different colors of Distress Oxide inks to make our spooky rainbow background. I have demonstrated this technique using these colors in another video. But one of the things I found when I was making that other video, that was the haunted house video, was that a lot of the spooky rainbow was covered up by the rest of the scene. So I wanted to come up with another card design where a lot of the rainbow would be exposed so that you could actually see the whole spooky rainbow. So that's what we're trying to do with this card. So we're going to go in a pattern similar to what we did with the last card, which is to start with yellow in the center. And then we're going to just put all the rainbow colors around that yellow center. So we have twisted citron in the lower left-hand corner, some mermaid lagoon along the top of the card, some seedless preserves in the right hand corner, and next to it some wild honey. And then we will work on darkening up our scene by taking some chipped sapphire, and we're going to go along the top of the scene. That's a really nice deep blue. I really love that chipped sapphire, and I'm just blending that into the other colors around it. Just fixing up the borders of my rainbow there, making sure we have enough yellow in the center. And then once I finish with the chipped sapphire, I'm going to take some black soot Distress Oxide ink and go around all 4 corners of the card and make sure that the edges are really dark and that there's like a little black or gray mist that is kind of coming off those black edges. I think that this effect is really helping it to add to the spookiness of the background by just having that black kind of fade into the other colors around it. Now we're going to take some white gouache and mix it with a few squirts of water, and then going to mix it up with my thin paintbrush, and then we're just going to splash it onto our background just to kind of make it look like that maybe there are some stars in the sky or some electricity or just some eerie spookiness. I'm just going to splash that all over. Then I'm going to do the same with liquid stardust. This is a product that Lawn Fawn just released, and it's basically like a glitter liquid. That's the way to think about it, and it will make your cards look really shiny and sparkly if you sprinkle it on the way that I'm doing here. And for this card, I wanted to go like extra sparkly, so I even went back to my liquid stardust and got a few more squeezes of the liquid, and we're adding a whole bunch more to that background. I just wanted to see how sparkly we could go with this. Now I'm going to take a little grass border, and I cut this out of Noble Fir cardstock by Lawn Fawn, and that's one of the Grassy Hills borders as well. And I'm just going along the top with some black soot Distress Oxide ink just to make the grass look like it's kind of, illuminated by the darkness of the scene. And then we're going to add some white specks to it as well with that white gouache, and then also the liquid stardust. So all the products that I'm using in this video, they're all by Lawn Fawn, and for the most part, I think they're all previously released items with the exception of this liquid stardust that I'm kind of sprinkling on our grass right now. We're also going to add our paint spatter to this little spooky fence that I cut out as well. This was another die that was released by Lawn Fawn, I think about a year ago, and I'm just adding my white gouache and then my liquid stardust little speckles to the fence as well. And for all these pieces, I did set them aside for a while to let them dry. This is also a die from Lawn Fawn. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but this was also, I think, released 2 years ago. And for this die cut, I'm just going to put the liquid stardust, not the white gouache dots on this one. And once my spooky rainbow background is dry, I'm going to take the stitched windy backdrop by Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to place it over the top of that card panel and run it through my die cut machine so we get this nice stitched wind kind of going across the background. I thought that that was just a really nice touch to our spooky rainbow. Now I'm going to attach the little layers of grass to the card. So we're going to put the shorter layer of grass directly on the front panel, and then for the larger layer, we're going to attach it to the back panel with one layer of foam tape. And now I'm just putting 2 layers of foam tape along our front panel on the top, and then 1 layer on the bottom because there's already a layer of foam tape behind that large grass. So we want everything to be at the same height. So that's why I have 2 different levels of foam tape on that front panel. Now I'm just inserting the spooky fence in between the 2 layers of grass, and that looks good to me. Now we're going to put this little spider web in the upper right hand corner, and this is the new speckled eggshell cardstock that was just released by Lawn Fawn, and I just made it look dusty and dirty by putting some vintage photo distress oxide ink and some black soot around the edges of it. And then we're going to put our little spider hanging from the web, and we're going to give him some glowing white eyes with a white gel pen. And now we get to put together all of our cute little ghosts from the Booyah stamp set. So first we're going to make this little Frankenstein monster, and I love the little stitches that you can add with the stamp like I just did. And then we have him with his bride, and I made it so that it looks like he's giving her a flower. Now we can put together our little pirate. We get a little hook for his hands, a little pirate hat, and then the patch for his eye. Now we have this cute little bat ghost, and I just love the little sharp teeth that he has in his little smile. And then we'll just put some little bat wings behind him. That looks good to me. And now we're going to put together our little kitty. And for our little kitty, I forgot to put his whiskers on while I was making the card, but in the photos of the card before and at the end of this video, you'll get to see what he looks like with his whiskers on. We also have a cute little tail for him. And then this is our witch. She has a hat and a little broom, and all of these little images I colored in with Copic markers off screen. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to arrange these guys. Originally, I thought I was going to make one card and I was going to kind of have them set up in a pyramid, but then it just looked like there was too much going on, so I decided to make 2 cards. So this is the first one. So we have 4 of our little critters here, and then we're going to attach them all to a white card base, and that sentiment is from the Booyah stamp set, Cool's Night Out. It's adorable. I love this little Halloween card. And now let's take a look at our second card. So for our second card, we have our little Mr. and Mrs. Frankenstein, and she is holding a little treat bag, and he's giving her a flower. And I just love these 2 scenes. I think that these are going to be perfect for me to send to my little niece and nephew for Halloween. I think that they'll just love them. And I think if you make these cards, whoever you send them to will love them as well. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you again soon in the next video.